So let me, again, that's me. I am Taryn Lamp, Taryn L Fitness. So hi everyone, thank you for joining. I'm excited to have you join me today to talk about easy fitness. So the right way, we are going to dive into the benefits of fitness and what is easy fitness? What does that mean? The right way means what it means, and we're going to discuss some more attainable exercises for jumpstarting your fitness journey. So what does that mean to you? Beginner, 61 years old, want to improve your flexibility. That is awesome, Maria. Awesome. Well, welcome. Thank you so much. We will definitely talk about some things to improve your flexibility today. So let's get started. So a little bit about me. So just kind of to tell you where the easy fitness the right way came from. I don't know if you can see the slide. It's kind of a little different here for me, but I have a brain tumor, a pacemaker, one kidney, and I'm also a cancer survivor. So my experience with chronic illness fueled my passion for empowering others like yourselves on here today to prioritize your health and well-being. As a certified personal trainer and sports nutritionist, I bring a wealth of knowledge and experience that you too can achieve your fitness goals. I just posted something today and it said that confidence starts when you do. And that is really big. We get people here like Miss Maria who said she was a beginner, and that's the first step, is having the confidence enough to join, having confidence enough to say what you would like to do. Confidence starts when you do, and you are starting today. So congratulations. Congratulations for that. You are starting today. And so I think it's important to understand that if you have chronic illness, if you are a mature adult, or maybe that you're even just a traveler or you're on the go, that fitness is still available to you. Movement is available to you at any time and any place. And this is what really easy fitness the right way is about. So some of the benefits of fitness, physical benefits. We probably all know that, right? Exercise offers a wide range of physical benefits, including a stronger heart health, improved muscle strength and stamina, enhanced bone density, and a lower risk of chronic conditions such as heart disease, type 2 diabetes, and certain types of cancer. So what are some of the benefits maybe that you've seen of fitness? If you're on today from any of the platforms, let us know some of the benefits that you've seen from fitness. Mental health benefits. Positive mental health brings a variety of benefits that enhance overall well-being and the quality of life, including greater resilience, stronger relationships, and improved ability to manage stress and life's challenges. Mental health benefits. This is probably one of the biggest benefits for me personally, because I love the physical aspect. And as you can see there, I've also competed in bodybuilding. So I love the physical challenge. I love to challenge my body, even with a brain tumor, pacemaker, one kidney, and cancer. I love to be able to challenge my body. But the mental benefits that I get from fitness have just, goodness, they have just grown surmountable in the past, years of my life as I've become just more ingrained in fitness in general. Reduced stress and anxiety, maintaining regular physical activity, eating a balanced diet, getting enough sleep, and making time for activities that bring you joy all contribute to well-being. So again, maybe share with us some activities that bring you joy. What type of activities do you like to do that bring you joy? Right? What type of things do you like to do that maybe get you up, get you moving, get you out of that sedentary phase and into this joy phase, and also into this fitness phase, right? It also talks about mindfulness and meditation. You'll see that here. And yoga can be especially effective in reducing stress. So again, these are some of the benefits of fitness, right? Physical benefits, mental health benefits, reducing stress and anxiety. We've probably all heard of this and maybe even seen it in our own lives. If you would like to comment and share maybe some of your successes with fitness and how it's maybe helped you in one of these areas, that would be great. Again, just to reiterate, if you're new joining us, if you knew, maybe came in late, my name is Taryn, and I am the creator and founder of Easy Fitness the Right Way, and we're going to get to what the right way means. And this is all about having fitness meet you where you are. We've talked to different professionals and different people around the world, and they've said, sometimes I want fitness in a different space. Maybe I'm a traveler, or maybe I'm wiser, right? Or wiser, or more mature, or maybe I do have chronic illness. How can fitness meet me where I am? And this is what Easy Fitness is about. So again, please comment in the chat. I'd love to hear from where you're from and maybe where you are in your own fitness journey. Improved focus and motivation. Fitness supports better focus and motivation to enhance these benefits. Try prioritizing. Now, this is a tough one, ladies and gentlemen. Quality sleep. Who among us prioritizes quality sleep? Raise of hand. If you can raise your hand in the chat, if you prioritize quality sleep, and do you get it when you prioritize it? Now, I love to sleep. I actually get an A+ in sleep, believe it or not. But I think it's hard for some of us, right? But we need to prioritize quality sleep. That is when the work happens, right? Outside of our own, fitness routine, our body does need good sleep, right? So maintaining a regular exercise routine, getting quality sleep, practicing mindfulness, and setting ourselves up for success in an environment that promotes productivity. Enhance mood. To naturally boost your mood, try incorporating strategies like we're talking about today: regular exercise, quality sleep, and practicing gratitude. Gratitude. That's another one that's hard for a lot of us, right? Gratitude is hard. We tend to always think when things are going wrong, but we also need to remember we need to think when things are going great. And we just also need to be just grateful for the moments we have, right? And grateful for the opportunity to be physically active. So practicing gratitude, connecting with loved ones, a great benefit of fitness. Maybe you have a spouse, maybe you have a daughter, maybe you have an aunt, maybe you have an uncle, maybe you have a brother who you can go out and walk with, and you can connect with them over physical fitness. And I think that's awesome. Maybe you live in a warm climate where you can get out every day and just take a walk, and that can be where your fitness starts. Making time for activities, like I said, that bring you joy. Increase self-esteem. I think that's a big one when we talk about fitness. Let me see, when we go back here, I think that's a big one when we talk about fitness, because I know that, some people wonder, can they do it? Can you do it? And like I said earlier in the presentation, confidence starts when you do. Increase self-esteem once you start seeing and feeling your body look and feel better. You gain that confidence. More confident in recognizing your own value. It's about appreciating your strengths. It's about learning from your past mistakes without self-judgment. This is completely, like I said, this environment that we're creating around fitness, Easy Fitness the Right Way, is without self-judgment, right? It might involve shifting your negative thoughts, practicing self-compassion, and engaging in habits that enforce or reinforce your resilience. And then the last one on here is social benefits. So I always say that I have a gym crew, and whether or not the gym for you is even your home with body weight exercises, or whether it's actually at the gym with body weight exercises, or whether it's at the gym with weights in hand, have people that motivate you in your gym space. Who is it that you can go take a class with? Maybe you like to do Zumba. Who is it that you can go dance with? Maybe you like to do marathons. Who is it that you can run a marathon with? Or maybe you're just getting started. Who is it that will meet you at the gym, or even hold you accountable tomorrow and say, did you exercise? Even if it's not at the gym, who's going to hold you accountable tomorrow, and who's going to stay active with you and boost these experiences, boost your confidence. The social benefits, fitness supports social benefits by fostering these relationships, by fostering belonging, by keeping in communication with those around you that stay active. The benefits of fitness are, I think, why we're all here, and they're insurmountable, right? So just to go back, I'll go back a slide. We got physical benefits, mental health benefits, reducing stress and anxiety, improve motivation and focus, enhance mood, increase self-esteem, and social benefits. Are there any comments on any of that? Can anybody share with me maybe which one of those do you see as your biggest benefits of fitness? Can anybody share that with me? Which one of those do you see as your biggest benefit of fitness? So let's keep going. The right way. So what exactly is the right way? And like I said, the slide got a little different here, so I'll go through it. But what is the right way? So I've told you that I have a brain tumor, pacemaker, one kidney, and then I got cancer. And people often ask me, how do I get through life's most challenging moments? How did I get through a brain tumor, a pacemaker, one kidney, and cancer? That was, how did I get through it? How did I make it through? And I thought to myself, I need to create something, because enough people asked me, and I thought I need to create something that can explain this methodology that I created for myself and how I got through these challenging moments, and how fitness has played a huge part in me getting through my most challenging moments. So it came to me, and I just thought, how did I get through this? And then that's how the right way was born. The right way. So what does that stand for? And how can it be your fitness blueprint, since we're talking about fitness today, but how can it be your blueprint to solving a lot of your challenges, whether they are or are not fitness related? So recognition. That's the first thing. Recognition. Acknowledge your current fitness level and identify your goals. We've already had people say they're new to fitness. Maybe they've been doing fitness for a long time. Some people have said they're new to fitness. They want more flexibility. We've had a lot of people in here with goals who have said, wow, like I have some goals. I know where I am. I know where I want to be. And I know that I've identified that I want to try to take my next step. So recognition is our first letter in the right way. So R stands for recognition. What does I stand for? Involvement. Commit to your fitness journey with purpose and intention. And then ask yourself, who or what do I need to be involved? Again, we've talked about people around us. Who do we have that we can be involved with? Our spouses, our siblings, our parents, maybe our children. Who or what? You want to get better at surfing. That's exciting, right? So who can you involve in that? Maria, who can you involve to get better at surfing? Well, you're probably going to need an instructor if you don't have one, right? You might need a board if you don't have one. If you already do have one, what can you do and who do you need to get involved to take your surfing to the next level, right? What does that look like for you? If you are, and you've mentioned before flexibility, maybe you need to increase that flexibility, and that is going to get you more to that next level in your surfing, right? What is your goal? When you say want to get better at surfing, what is your goal? Define an achievable fitness milestone. In your case, a surfing milestone. So what does that look like for you? What is a specific goal that you might have in mind if you want to get better at fitness, or as we're using the example right now, if you want to get better at surfing? What is your goal? We've got to recognize where we are in our current situation. We've got to identify the goal and involve people. So we've recognized, we've involved, we've set an achievable goal. A lot of us have heard of SMART goals: specific, measurable, attainable, and time focused, right? What does that look like? Something specific, right? We've heard of those goals, and how can we actually say, this is exactly on Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday, I am going to go surfing for 1 hour from 6 to 7, right? What does that look like for you? How can you set something that is specific, measurable, and actionable, attainable? And then what kind of time focus can you put on it, right? What does that look like? And I am going to be able to surf for an hour by next January, or surf for 2 hours. What does that look like for you? Recognition, involvement, goal setting, a specific goal, higher power. And I put this in there because some people say to me, with a brain tumor, pacemaker, one kidney, and cancer, wow, like, how did you get through it? And I think it's important that we have a higher power that's bigger than ourselves, our why, if you will. Some of different higher power could be for each of us, but what is your higher power? What is that thing that's going to get you out there on those waves, on those surfing waves, that's bigger than you? What is it? What is your why? What is the thing that's out there that's bigger than you, that's going to help you achieve this goal? Because sometimes we step back and we think, I am never going to make it. I am never going to be able to do fitness. I'm never going to be better at surfing. What is that thing that says it's higher than me? It's bigger than me. And how am I going to take that next step forward using the thing that's bigger than me that we probably can't even define? Recognition, involvement, goal setting, a higher power. And then do what? You get out there on those waves, okay? You get out there and you practice, and you have said to yourself, I recognized, I involved some people, I got a surfing instructor, I set goals that I'm going to be out on the waves 3 times a week for an hour. I have sought something. I know my why. My why is because I want to surf with my kids or my grandkids. And now I'm out there and I'm doing it. And by next January, I am going to be better at surfing than I am today. But January 2027, I'm going to be better at surfing than I am today. And from a surfing perspective, maybe that means you're going to, I don't know, surf 10 waves instead of 6. I don't know what that means in surfing language. Maybe you can share with us in the comments. But what is it that you have done and you followed the process of recognizing, involving, goal setting, a higher power, and taking action? Again, recognize where we are, recognize the challenge. Who am I going to involve? What goals am I going to set? What is my why? The higher power that's bigger than me. And then I'm going to take action. And you can use that with a lot of different challenges. It does not necessarily have to be fitness. We're talking about fitness today, but it doesn't necessarily have to be fitness. Recognition, involvement, goal setting, a higher power, and taking action. What does the right way look like for you and your challenge? If you'd like to share in the comments, that would be great. Again, just to level set, I'm going to take a break for a minute and see if I have any questions. If you have any questions for me, please put them in the chat. Again, I am Taryn L., and I'm the creator and founder of the trademarked Right Way, Easy Fitness, the Right Way. Easy Fitness, the Right Way. So if you have any comments or questions, please post them in the chat. Please make sure you're following on Instagram. I'm at Taryn L Fitness. You can also join, I'll put in this too in the chat, the Facebook group. Thank you, Maria. The Facebook group, I'll put this in the chat. Easy Fitness, the Right Way on Facebook. Again, if you're coming in late, Taryn L Fitness on Instagram. You can also join Taryn L Fitness on TikTok if you're on TikTok. So, an Easy Fitness the Right Way, you can join that on the Facebook group. So I encourage you to join that. And then you can also go to the website, Taryn L Fitness. And we'll talk more about that kind of at the end. But Taryn L Fitness is an app platform that I created that is all body weight. So when we're starting our journey, what does that look like? All body weight fitness program that you can find, a 4-week program and a 6-week program to get you started on your fitness journey. Okay, so Taryn L Fitness on most platforms and the website. So let's keep going so we can get into some exercises. And if you have other comments, please feel free to put them in the chat. So this is our hierarchy, right? Again, we started down here with recognition, involvement, goal setting, and make sure guys that we're celebrating our milestones too. That's something else I want to remind you of. Make sure that you are celebrating your milestones, because I think sometimes we forget to do that. A milestone can just be making it a week. Britt, thank you very much. Just making it a week out there on those waves, right? But make sure we celebrate our milestones. We don't often do that. And I think that's so important. Again, embrace motivation and inspiration that's bigger than us. What is your why? What is your why? What got you out there today on those waves? And what's going to get you out there tomorrow? And then take action. Start moving today. Start moving today. So this is just an example. I'm going to walk you through some exercises here in a second, but this is just an example of an easy fitness the right way workout, because I'm really big on making sure that we all understand that exercises, they can meet you anywhere. So I really want to make sure that we create workouts that are doable anywhere, anytime, which means most likely sometimes we may not have equipment. So how can we make a good, effective workout, easy fitness the right way? Easy fitness the right way. Easy does not mean that we are not going to push ourselves, but it does mean we're not going to overcomplicate fitness. So let's say you're in a hotel room, or let's say you don't have equipment right now. We've talked to some beginners. Maybe you don't have equipment, or maybe you're just not that fond of the gym, or maybe you love going to the gym and you still want to do body weight exercises. This is a great workout to get you started. There's many more tips and different beginner journey exercises on my TikTok and on my Instagram, but this is just a workout that can get you started in your easy fitness journey. So now I want to go through some exercises that we can all talk about that can get us going and get us moving. Okay. So please let me know if I'm doing this okay. If you can, I'm going to take the presentation off the screen for a second so you can see the workout. Let's see. Can everybody see that okay? Please let me know in the comments if you can see this okay as we get started to take you through this a few exercises. Please tell me in the comments if you can see everything okay. Somebody let me know in the comments if you can see everything okay. Anybody? Yes, you can. You can see. Okay. So let me first tell you that I'm going to take you through a few exercises. We're going to go through a few exercises that can be done anywhere, anytime. So all these, I'm going to show you two things at the end, or two things when our upper body that we might use some other things. But most of this is going to be all body weight. Now, let me first tell you, I do not go against doctor's advice. This is all something. I'm an ACSM certified trainer. I am not a doctor. I want to tell you, please, please, please do this at your own level, at your own risk, and do not go against doctor's advice. I am not giving doctor's advice. Please check with your doctor if you have any questions on what you are cleared to do and what you are not cleared to do. I always check with your doctor before exercising. So this is not medical advice. This is not intended to be medical advice. This is for background use only and does not intend to take precedence over anything your doctor, physical therapist, or any other person that is prescribed to you has said. This is background information only, and again, not to be used as medical advice. Okay, so let's get started. So I'm gonna move around my screen. But let's just think about something for a second. The first thing that I think is very important in any program, and especially when you're getting started, is to do a warm-up. So I want to take you through just a couple of quick things that you can do at home to warm up. I'm going to move over here because I think so these are just real quick. I know you can't see my face right now. High knees. So you can go faster if you'd like. But if you want to stay right here, let's just warm our body up. This is a great way to just get you started going, get you moving. Again, if you'd like, you can always go faster and get those knees up. But if you need to, right here, right here, right here, right here. And I would recommend maybe doing each of these exercises somewhere between 45 seconds and a minute. Okay? So we just started with those high knees. Those high knees, okay? So again, think about that exercise, doing it between 45 seconds to a minute. Now, we're going to get the other side, right? We're going to go back and do some butt kickers. And the other thing is, if you need stabilization, there can always be holding on to a chair. So one of the most important things here is I'm stretching out those hamstrings, literally kicking my butt. Please let me know again if you can see that okay, and if you understand the demonstration, or if you have any questions. So we've got our butt kickers right here. Butt kickers. And again, you can go faster and almost like a run in place if you'd like to, okay? So now let's think about something else we can do. We can do the infamous jumping jack to get us warmed up, right? If that's too much for you, feel free. You can just do here with your hands. And then let me see. I don't know if you'll be able to see my feet. There we go. You can just step out with your feet. At the same time, you're moving your hands. So your jumping jacks can always be modified. I think that's also important that these exercises, you can always have modifications with them. Okay, any questions we have in the chat? So we warmed up. We can have some rotational twist here. We can do a rotational twist. We can also warm up with some arm circles, making sure that anytime we're going forward, we're going to also go backwards. Okay? So forward and backwards for those arm circles. Or should I say forward, then backward. Okay, so we've got our rotational twist. Twist it out. You can feel good. Let's get our neck as well. Okay. Obviously, we can get those shoulders. So we can do a great warm-up to get our body going. Okay. And you can always, I felt my back twist there. It felt good. Okay. So now let's think about what some exercises we can do in our actual workout may consist of. We've done our high knees, we've done our butt kickers, we've done our rotational trunk twist, we've done our jumping jacks and our arm curls. There are some other things we could do, but I don't think you could see them very well. Here we'll have to maybe see about another. I think I want to do maybe one day do a group workout. If you're interested in any group workout opportunities, please let us know in the comments. Maybe where we can have a bigger opportunity to do a full one-on-one work, full group workout. Let's think about what we can do for our lower body that doesn't involve weights. And one of the biggest things I think about is our squats, right? When we're talking about our squats, we're talking about sitting back, sitting back on these heels, sitting back and back. Also keeping our butt back, sitting back on the heels. Now you have another opportunity here to advance it and jump if you'd like. So you can do a squat, or you have an opportunity to squat and calf raise. Squat and calf raise. So you have opportunities here. You can always just keep it at a squat. Another thing you can do, if you'd like to even make it more modified, is you can have a chair and literally sit up and down on your chair, making sure your chair is not going to move, and down on your chair. So those would be called chair squats, and they're another modification for our full squat. So you've got your chair squat, you've got a regular squat, you've got a jump squat, you've got a jump to calf raise. So you have so many different modifications just kind of for that one lower body exercise, if you will. If you have any questions, make sure you're putting that in the chat. The other thing for our lower body, we can do a lunge. So I'm lunging out here with my front foot, okay? My back leg is coming down towards the ground. My knee is down towards the ground. And I can add here a twist. So I'm getting some of that core involvement, and I can add a twist. Twisting towards that front knee, and I'm down. And pushing back and coming back and doing my twist, okay? And don't forget, when you're doing that lunge on one leg, don't forget you have to do it on the other leg, okay? So we always got to get our other leg in there and twist, okay? So front lunge, twist. So we have that front lunge with rotation, okay? The front lunge with rotation. We did our jump squat. So that's two things we can do for our lower body. Now, let's move on to some things for our upper body. So what can we do for our upper body? There's always the standard push-up, right? So everyone is probably at least heard of the standard push-up. But one thing you can do, if you'd like to modify that a little bit, is you can always do the push-ups on your knees, or you can even do a push-up against a wall. So I'm up here, and I push up against the wall. And I push up against the wall. Now down here, I'm going to put this down a little bit. I can move my feet back or forward, depending on where I may need to make it easier or harder for me. But I'm pushing up against this wall. So I'm doing a wall push-up. I'm right here, and I'm up with my face here, up, up. Okay, so you're also getting some arm in there, you're getting some chest in there, and you're getting some tricep. Got bicep, tricep, and some chest in there too. So you're getting your arms in there as well as your push-up. You also do your push-up on the floor, on your knees, on your mat. I was going to use the mat today, but I don't think you'd be able to see me very well again. So you can have your push-up. Now, one thing I do want to show you is, and I talked about showing you some things, some alternative things, and some things if you do have opportunity to get these or may have these at home. So this is something I want to show you too, is our band, right? Our resistance band. So this is always a great one that I like. Again, another easy fitness tool, if you will, that travels with you very well, right? It's not weights, and it travels in your suitcase. And you can always put this under your feet. And then we can do a bicep curl. Now, again, on the bicep curl, making sure you're going all the way down on the bicep curl, coming all the way up, all the way down, all the way up. Okay? On the bicep curl. Any questions, please put them in the chat. Here and here. You also have the opportunity with your resistance band to do a side raise right here. And we're only going up to that shoulder height, no further. And then, of course, we have to do the other side. So we have our bicep curls and our shoulder raises. Keep in mind, you can play around with different things here. You can play around with going up slowly and coming down slowly. So you can play around with tempo here if you'd like. And you have your side raise, okay? You have your side raise. your bicep curl, and you can even do your side raise, both of them at the same time. So any questions on those exercises thus far? Any questions on those exercises thus far? Please make sure you are putting them in the chat. Could everybody see that okay? Please let me know if you could see it okay. I know it probably wasn't perfect, but please let me know if you could see that okay. So we've got some lower body exercises. We did our squats in different variations. We did our lunges in with our twist. You can also take out the twist if you'd like. So the twist doesn't have to be there, but you can take out the twist if you'd like. We did our push-ups. We did our bicep curls and our side raises. So our push-ups from the wall, they can also be done from the ground or on the ground, full push-ups, or on the ground with your knees. We did our side raises. So now let's talk about some things that we can do for core. This will be our last thing because I know we're coming up on about 40 minutes here. So are some things we can do for our core. And we can always do standing core, right? We can always do a standing core type exercise when we're here, we're here, we're here. We really want to give that good crunch right here. Don't pull in our neck. So we don't want to pull on our neck. Stand tall. Keep that core tight and pull in. So we've all seen these. We can do for our core. Twist and rotate. Twist and rotate and rotate. We've got those. And if you'd like to do something for your core that is not standing, so that sometimes I get people, especially if I'm training patients that may not be able to stand, I'm sitting on my chair here and I'm just twisting. I'm just twisting right here. I'm just twisting. So we've got some standing options for our core and our sitting options for our core as well. So we've talked about quite a few exercises today. I also just wanted to introduce real quick, we also have the opportunity to have our loops. If you have those, you may have seen those as well. We do have those, and those can be used for a variety of things as well. Maybe we want to use on our legs sometimes, and we can talk about more exercises in a later webinar. But we have our loops and our resistance bands that are also Easy Fitness great tools for you to use. Or again, feel free to use none of those. And you can even use with your bicep curls, you could use soup cans, you can use all sorts of things. You can even use soup cans for your side raises. So you don't have to, again, have weights at all. You can use things that are at home or nothing at all, right? Because sometimes if we're injured or even if we're just coming out of a surgery or something, we may not be able to use weight and we may just need to just raise our arm, right? We've all had times maybe where we've heard that you can't even lift anything. So those are some great Easy Fitness ways to get you started on your fitness journey. Again, this is about creating Easy Fitness the right way, using recognition, involvement, goal setting, a higher power, and taking action. I think that, I think that it's really important that if you have like limited mobility, if you have chronic illness, maybe you're a mature adult, that you find ways that fitness can meet you wherever you are in the journey. That's where we started this. We started to make sure that we know that there's opportunity for fitness to meet us anywhere, right? Type in the chat, maybe how did you move and how did the movement feel to you? How did it feel to get your body up and going? Maybe from a scale of 1 to 10, how did you feel just kind of moving your body, right? We can always increase the intensity, right? You can always increase the intensity. Now, I think about a style of workout where if I took 4 or 5 exercises, and let's say I did what's called a circuit style workout, and I did those 45 seconds on, 15 seconds off, and let's say I did 3 to 4 rounds of those, that's a great workout, right? To get started. If you did those exercises and you did the warm up, and then of course, one thing we did not do, which I always recommend that we do when we do a full workout, is a cool down, right? So you want to do your cool down. So you want to incorporate your warm up and your cool down. And let's say you pick 5 exercises in the middle and you do those 40 seconds on, 45 seconds on, 15 seconds off, and you do those for, let's say, 5 rounds. So 5 exercises, five rounds. And I say somewhere between maybe 12 and 15 reps each time, but that whole 45 seconds, you moved and took notes. Useful sequence for you. Great. Maria, what kind of notes did you take? So if you want to do, like I said, 45 seconds on, 15 seconds off, or maybe you want to do 12 to 15. So you can do it based on time, or you can do it based on reps. So those are some things out there that I think that will help you, get started. I think that fitness is not about perfection, it's about progress. And I think it's about getting started. I said in the beginning that confidence starts when you do. And that's where it is. That's where it is with exercise, right? Exercise starts when you do. Tell me, Britt and Maria, what kind of things did you feel were useful for you? When you say the sequence, Britt, what kind of things did you feel that you took from today? What kind of things will you use? Maybe if there are any questions or anything like that I can answer. Sequence of exercises so I can repeat them. Okay, so that's one to think about. So I want you to understand that there is, it's important to think about when you do total body, that you do an upper sequence, a lower sequence, and a core sequence. Those will be the 3 main things. Now, keep in mind, let's say you're time constrained. You can always just do lower body one day. You can do upper body one day. You can do core one day. This is really up to you. Easy Fitness is about making it be up to you. I think it's important that you obviously always don't forget to include a warm up and a cool down, and think about upper body, lower body, and core. And always think about keeping your core tight, always thinking about standing upright, right, with this confidence that we're going to have now that we're starting to work out. Don't do anything that hurts. Again, do not do anything that hurts. I think that's really important because sometimes we just want to overdo it and then we don't want to do anything forever again. So don't do anything that hurts. We had our jump squat. We had our lunges with rotation. We had our bicep curls. We had our side raises. We had our core finisher, but don't do anything that hurts. And again, like I've always said, this is not offering any type of medical advice. Don't go against your doctor's medical advice, and always get cleared to do any of your workouts. I think that's real important. But I do think that exercise should be for real bodies. Exercise should be for real people, right? Like I have competed, but again, with a brain tumor, pacemaker, 1 kidney, and cancer, I know the importance of making exercise available to you wherever you are in your fitness journey. So what can be some next steps for you? Right? What can be some next steps? I think that I've offered some things in the chat. Again, I encourage you to go to Taryn L Fitness and take a look at the app options. The app is a complete body weight app. And so there's a 4-week program and a 6-week program. Again, all body weight. There are images in there that describe the exercises for you. And I think that even those exercises, if you needed to be, they could be modified, but they are in there as far as like there's an image of someone doing them. To keep it all standardized, I did not choose myself because to keep it all standardized, but there are images in there that show you how to do the body weight exercises. And the program I created specifically so that it would fit within a time frame of somewhere between 20 and 40 minutes. So this is not a program that every day is it will give you 4 workouts a week. Again, not to crowd your week, not to make this overcomplicated. Again, I think fitness should push us, but not be overcomplicated. So I encourage you to go to the website. Again, Taryn L Fitness. I also encourage you to go on social at Taryn L Fitness. So social platforms. There we go. At Taryn L Fitness. And I think that one other thing I'd like to just say in almost closing here is that sometimes it's about consistency and consistency over intensity, right? Again, I never say do anything that's going to make you hurt. but if you just stay consistent, right? Consistency over intensity. Think about your why. Think about why you're doing this. I've got some notes here that talk about daily movement that respects your body, right? Like, this is movement that you can do every day, but the most important thing is that you're respecting your body, right? It's fitness without pressure. It's again easy, but not meaning we're not going to push ourselves, but available. It's available to you wherever you are. I also want to just let you know, if you're joining this webinar today and you do go to TarenLFitness.com, there is a 1-week trial on there. So just to keep that in mind, there is a 1-week trial you can sign up for there as well to just see what it's all about. So let me just ask, if this felt good to you today, type the right way in the chat. Type it in the chat if you liked what you learned today. Share with me something. I want to hear about what everyone learned, about what you learned. Again, this is a supportive environment. I want to share ideas. I want to learn ideas from you too. But share with me maybe in the chat if you could type the right way if you enjoyed today, and maybe let me know what you got out of today. If anyone would do that, I would be greatly, greatly appreciated. And of course, I would love, to hear more from you on social. And I look forward to doing more of these in the future. But any questions for me, I will give a couple minutes for questions again in this environment. But again, I am Taryn L., an ACSM certified fitness professional, and I created the right way. And so my goal for you today is to go out of here and thinking about how fitness can fit in your journey. And lastly, I'll leave you with some guidelines that are by the American Cancer Society and the American Heart Association. They both essentially have the same guidelines that talk about getting 150 minutes of moderate intensity exercise, 150 to 300 of minutes of moderate intensity exercise per week, as well as at least 2 strength training sessions per week. So two days of strength training, 150 minutes of moderate intensity exercise per week. Yes, you're welcome for Easy Fitness. It can be used for weight loss. So it can be used for weight loss because it gets you started. I will say that one thing in the weight loss area, I usually say overall it's 80, if not 80, more than 80% what we eat, right? So keeping in mind that yes, this can be used for weight loss, but it can be used as a component of weight loss, right? There are different components to weight loss, and our diet and our nutrition is definitely one of those components as well. But Maria, you clarified what the goal was, right? Like, I think so. What will be your goal, Maria? How many times do you want to get out there on those waves? What does that look like for you? And can you define something specific for us? Like, you are going to get out the waves on Monday, Tuesday, Thursdays from 6 to 7 p.m., wherever you are. I'm not sure where you are, but can you get out on the waves Monday, Tuesday, whatever? What specifically can you tell us about your goal? Anything about your goal specifically that you can share with us? We'll wait a couple seconds. Looking at my notes here. Anything specific? Because remember, we want to think about a SMART goal. We want to think about a goal that is specific, that's actionable, it's, measurable. Specific, measurable, actionable, specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound. Yeah, that's what I was trying to think of what SMART stood for. So specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound. You live inland, so you can do blocks of time. So blocks of time. Do you know what those blocks of times are? I'm challenging you to get specific here. When you say blocks of time, I always encourage people to make sure that you're making sure you're planning, right? Even when we talk about, the question was about, can this be used for weight loss? I think, thinking about planning, like, what does our planning look like? What do our planning look like for exercise, and what does our planning look like for eating? So what is that? You plan to fail. If you fail to plan, you plan to fail, or that saying. So we want to make sure that our goals are specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound. So make sure you get specific on those goals, your fitness goals or whatever goals you have, right? And how can you make them the right way, right? Using recognition, involvement, goal setting, higher power, and taking action. So I really appreciate everyone today. Please make sure you're following me on social media. Please make sure you're joining the Facebook group, Easy Fitness the Right Way, and going to the website in case you have any goals that you'd like to achieve and learn more about the bodyweight exercises that are available to you to keep everything, like I said, so that it is easy, meaning attainable. It's going to push us, but it's not going to overcomplicate fitness. So I think we are signing off for today. I truly appreciate your time and look forward to our next webinar together, our next time together. 1 hour per day. Yes, and longer times during Easter. Yes, awesome. But that's great. 1 hour a day. That's great. That's great. And Ria, maybe if you're still on, do you have a goal? I think we did have Bree. I think she was on, and she maybe had to go. But I thank everyone for coming today. I really appreciate it. And again, if you'd like to get in contact with me, please make sure you do. I'd love to hear your ideas, and I'd love to see you again sometime in another Easy Fitness event and webinar. So I'm going to sign off, everyone. We're coming up on our hour here, but thank you again for your time. And again, I'll just go back to the beginning. I'm Taryn, and this is Easy Fitness the Right Way. And until next time, everybody, have a great evening. Bye-bye.